Here with USAC champion Levi Jones, two-time champion. Levi, talk about Eldora, one of the most storied, legendary racetracks ever. What is it that makes Eldora such an unusual venue, such a unique place?
I think there's a couple things. I mean, Eldora, you look at the history of the winners at that place, speaks for itself. I remember doing an interview for a newspaper when I first started racing sprint cars. They asked if you could win at one place, where would it be? And I said, well, it'd have to be at Eldora Speedway. It's big, it's fast, and you have to run against the fence 9 times out of 10 to win there. So just a storied place that you really feel like you did something when you win there.
Do you like running there? I mean, like in a sense that it's a place you look forward to going to?
I do actually. You know, we talk about Eldora and wish that we could go and race there more often compared to some of the places that we go throughout the year.
You know, Eldora is known as what people call a fast track. Is that an accurate way to look at it? I mean, can you sense more speed there than you do at a lot of other venues?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is fast, but I think Eldora is one place where as you get going and get in a rhythm, you forget how fast you're going there until something happens that's not planned.
And then it gets your attention quickly.
I mean, that's what other guys have told me. So.
It's nice to win anywhere. I mean, it's hard to win sprint car races no matter where you're talking. It's just difficult. But winning at Eldora, is it a more special thing to win at a place like that?
It is. I mean, it probably shouldn't be. You know, it probably shouldn't be more special to win at any track over the other, but a few different reasons. I mean, it's a home track for our team with Tony owning Eldora, and once again, the history of the winners there. You know, not a lot of guys have won into that place and won, so it's special when you do win there.
What's your first memory of Eldora, either as a spectator, a racer, whatever? What's the earliest memory that you can think of for Eldora?
Actually, I never got to go to Eldora and watch a race until I started racing. We were racing sprint cars and raced at Attica the night before, and I didn't run at Eldora. My dad owned the car, and I think it was more because he owned the car than not wanting me to race, but to watch a few races there. So going that first year and you know, just trying to pick up little things that guys do there. There's, you know, you look at, you know, Tracy, my teammate, talks about the stuff that Jack Hewitt's taught him about that place, and you know, when I won my first USAC championship, I went to 4 World of Outlaw races and sat in the stands in a different spot that year, and was able to win later in the year. And I think watching the wing cars go around there, which go a little faster, but you're still running the same line and trying to get in that rhythm, and that's the things you pick up at Eldora.
That's just my next question. Is there a pretty strong learning curve for a new guy, a guy to come to Eldora for the first time?
It is. I mean, I think a lot of guys in Indiana, you go and race shorter bull ring type tracks in Indiana, and then you go and try to tackle the places like Eldora, and it's just different. You know, it's having the mindset of knowing that it is different, and you need to get in a rhythm and not throw the car as much and try to carry speed.
What track conditions do you like most at Eldora? Do you like it dry? Do you like it heavy and fast? You'd like a big ledge? What do you like to see when you're racing there?
Well, the one time I did win there, it had a really big ledge, and I knew I probably wasn't going to be good enough to run right on the ledge, so I just went above it. That night, you know, that night was fun, but Eldora is fun all the time as long as it doesn't lay rubber down.
Mm-hmm. When you're going to Eldora and you're getting ready to race and you're coming up 118 and you can see the place off in the distance, what's the first thing that goes through your mind?
You know, when you're going to Eldora, the feeling you get, because when you go north from 70 there, you kind of you know, you have 40 minutes to think about all the scenarios and all the things that could play out that night you're going to race at Eldora. Then when you finally come over the hill and see the motorhomes and the fans already there, and it's just, you know, it brings a smile to your face, and, you know, it gives you a really good feeling about racing at a historic place like that evening.
You're in a unique situation, you touched on it a moment ago, in that your team owner, Tony Stewart, also owns the racetrack. Does that put more pressure on you as a racer that the team you represent has a tie-in with the ownership of the Speedway?
I don't necessarily think it puts more pressure on us, but you feel, when you run well at Eldora, you feel like you did your job over there.
One of the great events in my eyes in all of open wheel racing is the Four Crown at Eldora, because you have an opportunity to race 3 different cars on the same night, 3 different features back to back to back. From your standpoint as a racer, is that a big adjustment to jump out of a sprint car and into a midget, or vice versa, the same night at the same track?
It's a lot easier adjustment for me as a driver than it is for our crew. You know, the same crew prepared 3 race cars with spares to go there and run that event. But you know, that event at such a great event at a historic place. You know, nobody complains about having to get all 3 cars ready to go to Eldora for that huge race.
Mm-hmm. Do you drive the 3 cars greatly differently on the same venue like that? I mean, do you have to adjust your mind and you go from the midget to the sprint car and say, okay, now my approach has to be completely different because this is a sprint car, not a midget? The technique is completely different.
Yeah,
is
no,
that true?
it's not completely different, because majority of the time, you know, it's going to be on the fence, and just like I said before, you're trying to carry as much momentum as you can. Only difference is Silver Crown race, a longer race, maybe a little more strategy involved than the sprint car or midget race.
Do you have a favorite among those 3 cars? Midget, sprint car, Silver Crown car?
I've ran the sprint cars there the most, but the midgets are really fun at Eldora. You know, I've heard numerous fans say that the midget races at Eldora are just unbelievable, and they are. It's fun to race the midgets there, and you know, you watch the tapes and they're usually really exciting.
You know, one of the things about Eldora, at any event, there always seems to be like a festive atmosphere for the fans. I mean, it's a place where they go, I think, where it's an escape, and it's just a place to have fun and enjoy the racing. As a racer, I mean, obviously you have to stay focused on the task at hand and race, but do you enjoy that part of, like, after the races, the fans come down? There always just seems to be a lot of that at Eldora.
Definitely, you know, that's part of the enjoyment of going to Eldora. It's an event. I think, you know, the same feeling I talked about when you roll up onto the speedway driving there, you just get that feeling, and everyone has it there. It's just an electricity about the place that makes it really fun.
If you had a chance, and I don't mean a career change, but just a chance to have fun, what kind of a race car would you like to try at Eldora that you've never driven? What would be fun?
I'd definitely like to run a wing sprint car around Eldora. I mean, you know, the track record there in a wing sprint car is well, almost 3 seconds faster than whenever I set it in the non-wing car. So I would just like to rip around there just under what is it, 12? I think it's 12 something in a wing sprint car. I would like to roll around there once like that.
They've got some wing cars. I saw them here in the shop.
They've got a few extra laying around.
You can talk to Jimmy and maybe make a deal on a test, see?
Yeah, I got to run Putnamville once. I don't know if it'd be as easy to talk them into going to Eldora.
What's your favorite item at the Eldora concession stand?
I mean, the pizza burger's been one of the classics forever, so I would have to go with that one.
Well, when you're in line at the Eldora concession stand, you look behind you and you see this guy, get your money out, buy him a pizza burger. He could use the help. Thank you, Levi.
Thank you.